Mitzvah Hashem, in a few days' time, we'll celebrate Simchas Torah, and once again we will conclude our cycle of Torah, and we will finish Leining V'zois HaBracha. And when we finish the last pasuk with the words Le'enei Kol Yisrael, we will immediately begin Bereishis again. We do Hag Ben Galila, we call up Hamoed 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 the Chosim Bereishis, and we start a new cycle. Why is there this insistence that we begin Bereishis immediately as soon as we've concluded V'zois HaBracha? Second question. Torah begins with the base, Bereishis Bara Elokim. That's Torah Shebechsav. Torah Shebal Peh begins with a mem. The first Mishnah in Brachas, Me'emosai Korin Shema Ba'arvis. Interestingly, just by the way, Torah therefore is represented by the word bom, base mem. Bereishis Bara, mem is Me'emosai, which we can understand when we say Shema, V'dibar Tobom. Our speech should be in Bereishis, Torah Shebechsav, and Mem Me'emosai in Torah Shebal Peh. Moreover, we say in Tehillim, L'olam lo eshkach pikudecha, uvom chiyisoni. Bom is a reference to Torah Shebechsav and Torah Shebal Peh. Okay. But we begin with the base, the first letter of Torah, and it ends with a lamed, Le'enei Kol Yisrael, like we just said. The combination of base and lamed is generally very negative. Think of the words which have the root letters of base and lamed. You have Baal, which is an avodah zarah. You have Beli. You have Hevel, vanity, novel, and abomination. Even names, Bilam, Balak. So it's very strange that Torah, Shebechsav, our precious Torah, begins and ends with the base and the lamed, which generally have negative connotations. When it comes to Torah Shebal Peh, it gets worse, because it begins, like I just said, with a mem, Me'emosai Korin Shema Ba'arvis, and the final letter of the whole of Mishnayos is a sof, Al Tikra Haliches Ela Haloches, the last Mishnah in Uktzin. That spells, mem and sof spells mace, a dead body, death. What's going on? I once heard a very interesting insight from Rabbi Joseph Palman, and that is, Torah, our study and our cycle of it, it's not a linear straight line, but rather it's a circle. It's something which we go round and we take with us on our journey throughout the year, and we continue. In fact, when a person makes a siyum hashas, a shas yid, shin samach, the whole of Gemara, the whole of Mishnayos, shin samach is gematria 360, which connotes, of course, a circle. Therefore, when we begin Torah with a base and we end it with a lamed, we're actually going to just go around to the next lap of the circle. And the insistence of beginning straight away is to teach us that the starting point is not a base and ending with a lamed, but we just carry on again. And therefore, with that perspective, it actually goes lamed and then base, which of course spells leiv, which references our emotional connection and attachment and investment in Torah. And when it comes to Torah Shebal Peh, it's not mem sof, but sof mem, which spells tam, which is perfection, which is beauty, Torah Hashem Tamima. So with that in mind, that's why we insist on starting straight away again. Of course, there are other reasons, but that's the idea. The idea is that Torah is not just something we begin and then we end and that's it, but it's something which we're always revisiting. It's a circle, it's a shas, and therefore it's not base lamed but leiv, and it's not mem sof, but rather it's tom, it's the tamimus, it's the beauty and perfection of Torah. Perhaps this year in particular, that idea that after, in Simchas Torah, Tov Shin Pei Hei, October 2024, this is the first Simchas Torah since the fateful Simchas Torah of the 7th of October last year. And I think that idea that we don't just sort of begin and end, but rather we go weiter, we carry on, we pick ourselves up, and we again show our commitment to Torah, that's really the story of the Jewish people. And that's certainly the story since the last year, whilst of course it's been a very heavy and difficult year for the Jewish people. But there have been pockets and silver linings that the Jewish people, Klal Yisrael, have demonstrated their tenacity, their ability to get up, their remarkable response in terms of Torah and Tefillah and Chesed and Tzedakah. Mitzvah Hashem, it should be a wonderful year ahead for the whole of Klal Yisrael.